all of this stuff going on in the market, which could be characterized by a hater or a skeptic as manipulation. Wall Street is just one of the actors, but if they do stupid stuff, if they like manipulate, it's capitalist trading with an agenda that's different than yours or mine, because they're going to short it at the top, they're going to cover their short at the bottom.
Markets don't crash by accident. Large traders manipulate them by dumping assets, triggering stop losses, and forcing liquidations, all so they can buy up even more at the bottom. That's the latest message from Michael Saylor, Executive Chairman of Strategy. Bitcoin has been dropping, but according to Saylor, this is intentional. He believes large traders are deliberately driving the price down for their own benefit. These powerful entities strategically unload massive amounts of assets, setting off a chain reaction. Smaller investors set stop-loss orders to protect themselves. But when prices start dropping fast, those orders get triggered one after another like falling dominoes. As more sell orders flood the market, the price plunges even faster, pushing more investors out and making the crash even worse. Panic takes over as retail traders rush to sell before losing even more, causing the price to drop even further. Those without enough capital to ride out the storm get wiped out, leaving their assets up for grabs. That's when the same big traders who kicked off the sell-off swoop back in, buying everything up at a steep discount. They walk away with even more, while regular investors are left wondering what just happened. In the end, retail investors often take the hardest hit. Each cycle makes the wealthy stronger, while the average trader struggles to keep up. Watch until the end as Michael Saylor exposes why Bitcoin's price is being pushed down and how to position yourself wisely. Also guys, only a small percentage of my viewers subscribe. If you enjoy staying updated with finance content, consider subscribing or liking the video. It's free and you can always change your mind. Now here's Michael Saylor with his latest outlook. But before that, today's video is brought to you by Crypto.com. If you still haven't got a crypto card yet, you're living in the past. Traditional cards have annual fees and transaction charges, but the Crypto.com Visa card doesn't. You can spend your crypto anywhere, and the benefits are amazing. With your Crypto.com Visa card, earn up to 5% back in CRO rewards on every transaction. Enjoy 100% cashback on Spotify, Netflix, and Amazon as a new customer for 6 months. Get complimentary access to airport lounges with a sleek metal card. Crypto.com is giving a $25 sign-up bonus for Jamie Tree viewers. Here's how to get your $25 bonus and start earning up to 5% back. Download the Crypto.com app via the first link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Sign up using our referral code nutty for an instant $25 bonus. After approval, here's how to get your Crypto.com card. In the Crypto.com app, first tap the Card tab on the navigation panel. Select your card tier based on the required CRO staking amount. I have a Ruby Red card. You need to lock up 400 USD of CRO for 180 days, which is then unlocked. Accept terms and conditions and ensure you have sufficient CRO in your wallet for the stake period. Then, submit your delivery address. You'll then receive your Crypto.com Visa card, start making transactions, earning rewards, and enjoying the perks. To claim your $25 bonus and earn up to 5% back on transactions, click the first link in the description to get started with Crypto.com today. Now back to the video.
When the price moves in random directions and when it moves in the opposite direction of the way that it ought to naturally move, I think there's someone with a lot of capital that's either panicked and they're doing something that I deem to be stupid or foolish, or I think there's someone with a lot of capital that has a different agenda than the rest of us, and we don't understand it, and that creates volatility. I don't think it's just Wall Street. I mean, the truth is, Bitcoin's just a free market. It's the freest market in capital in the world, and the definition of free market is anybody can manipulate it any way they want until they run out of money. So if you have $100 billion of Bitcoin and on Saturday night you want to sell all $100 billion of Bitcoin all the way down to 1 penny, maybe you can do it. And maybe you have an agenda to do it. I'll probably be buying it when it gets down to the 1 penny, maybe when it gets to the $1. I mean, if you want to call it manipulation, you can, but I wouldn't refer to manipulation as much as enable. It's enabling you to do it. right? Bitcoin's volatile. It's always going to be more volatile than the S&P. The S&P's vol 15 and Bitcoin's vol 60. It's always more volatile, but the reason it's more volatile is because if you had $1 billion and you just had a panic attack and decided the world's going to plunge into chaos, and if you wanted to take a $10 billion or a $100 billion short position on the economy, the only way you could do it was Bitcoin. But Bitcoin would give you not just the ability to short the market, it would give you the ability to short the market in 1 minute. It would give you the ability to short the market with 100x leverage or 50x leverage or 20x leverage. Okay. The truth is, on Wall Street, normally you can't even short more than 2x. Like, it's very difficult for people to get extreme leverage. I guess in the CME market, they get a bit more leverage in the future. So there they can bring more leverage. But I mean, Bitcoin is really providing everybody in the world with the greatest degree of liquidity and leverage and credit. And maybe you're a fool to short it, but maybe you're a fool to go long the other way. But the point is, that's what makes markets. Everybody's got their opinion, and you might think that you know better, but if somebody wants to panic sell $1 billion of Bitcoin on Saturday night because they heard that missiles got launched because they saw it on X from a stupid troll account, your position is either you're not allowed to do it, I'm going to censor the transaction because you're just not allowed, and I'm the God King of capital markets. If you're stupid enough to sell $1 billion based on a troll account because you saw a meme and there was no missile strike, or maybe there was, but it didn't matter, you're just going to lose the money. You won't have the money.
Bitcoin's extreme volatility, according to Saylor, is what makes it a truly open market. Unlike traditional financial markets, where shorting and leverage are restricted, Bitcoin allows for extreme leverage, meaning that large traders can short the market in minutes, and at a much greater scale than on Wall Street. Saylor argues that this isn't necessarily manipulation, but rather an inherent aspect of an open financial system, where anyone with enough money can move the market until they run out of capital. Bitcoin's extreme liquidity and accessibility enable massive trades that can crash or pump prices instantly. Some traders might act foolishly and sell billions based on misinformation or emotion, while others use these movements to their advantage and accumulate assets at lower prices. In Saylor's view, this dynamic is part of what makes Bitcoin the freest market in the world, one where risk, strategy, and capital dictate success or failure. Now let's go back to Michael Saylor as he discusses further.
And what I would say about all this volatility and all this trading is the very intelligent capitalists that make the right trades are getting richer and more powerful and more influential. And the really stupid capitalists that make the wrong trades are getting poorer and they're getting less powerful, right? And they're becoming irrelevant. And the marketplace is much more complicated than you or I or any regulator or anybody on the face of the earth. And the real beauty, the insane beauty of the Bitcoin network is it is the world's greatest free market, maybe the greatest free market of anything. I mean, I wonder, is there any product in the world that is traded globally 24/7, 365 in multi-billion-dollar components where everything is connected to everything all the time? You can't short Manhattan real estate. You can't short gold. You can't trade iPhones. Like you can't panic sell 1 billion iPhones on Saturday night because you think Apple's going under, and you can't, roaring kitty buy 10 million iPhones on Sunday morning. And so I don't know that there's another free market to buy and sell things with or without leverage at any point, anywhere, that's greater than Bitcoin. So I just think Wall Street is just one of the actors, but if they do stupid stuff, if they manipulate, see, the thing is, you can manipulate the price of a stock at 4 p.m. in the evening, knowing that no one's going to touch it until 9:30 the next day. You can't really do that with Bitcoin, because if you manipulate the price of the stock at 4 p.m., it's going to trade another 6 hours. So if you manipulated it down, you would be the loser because people would be buying it cheap, in Japan and China and Europe while you're asleep. And then you're going to wake up and you're going to find that you're naked short and you've lost your shirt. So I think this is a game for adults. And, maybe they short it and they buy it back. And maybe you don't like the fact that they shorted $1 billion in the morning and bought back $1 billion in the afternoon. But a free market person would say, hey, they created liquidity. And because they created liquidity, it trades 10x as much as it would otherwise trade. And because it trades 10x as much, that means that you can actually extract $1 billion in 5 minutes instead of $1 billion in 5 months. Right? It's like, you ever see a gyroscope? I'm spinning the gyroscope really fast, and you're like, well, wait a minute, it's not going anywhere. What's the point of spinning a gyro really fast if it doesn't move? Because the answer is stability, right? It creates enormous stability. We use it in inertial navigation systems. And so all of this stuff going on in the market, which could be characterized by a hater or a skeptic as manipulation, it's capitalist trading with an agenda that's different than yours or mine based on their local knowledge. And they're creating liquidity, they're compressing the spread, they're creating credit, they're creating stability, they're actually diminishing the volatility because they're going to short it at the top, they're going to cover their short at the bottom. They're creating a stable framework, and and the inertial navigation systems matter, the gyros matter, right? All of these things have a physical value, right, in the economy. And I think anybody in business or anybody that studied life much, they realize that in a city or in an economy where lots of actors are able to go about their business doing things that you don't understand, that you wouldn't do, normally that maximizes productivity and quality of life, right? And if we only agree to do the things that you think make sense, well, every idea that you never thought of is never coming to you. And the truth of the matter is, you'd probably be dead because there's probably 99,000 things that get done in this society that you can't do, that you wouldn't even think to start doing, that are going to save your life one day. And so I just think let the free markets market. That's what they're meant to do. That's what makes the entire world work. That's what lifts humanity out of the gutter.
In other news, Democrat lawmaker Gerald Connolly is calling on the US Treasury to put a stop to Trump's plans for a government-backed cryptocurrency reserve, arguing that it's not in the best interest of the American people. He claims the move is less about national strategy and more about making Trump and his wealthy allies even richer. In a letter to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Connolly slammed the idea as reckless, saying it would waste taxpayer money and serve as a safety net for Bitcoin speculators. He also pointed to Trump's personal ties to crypto, including his company's ownership of World Liberty Financial and the Trump meme coin, which has reportedly raked in over $100 million in trading fees. Connolly sees this as a massive conflict of interest and is demanding transparency on how the administration is handling it. The White House, however, insists that the digital asset stockpile will only hold confiscated cryptocurrency and that the strategic Bitcoin reserve won't use taxpayer money. Connolly isn't convinced and has asked for documents detailing the administration's crypto dealings and any steps taken to prevent corruption. What about you? Do you think the government should be involved in holding a Bitcoin reserve? Or is this just a way for the wealthy to gain more control? Share your thoughts in the comments. Anyway, guys, before we go, if you want to stay most up to date on the crypto and Bitcoin world, subscribe to my daily 5-minute crypto newsletter. It's a concise resource for the latest expert predictions, breaking news, and top on-chain analysis, trusted by over 50,000 subscribers for insightful crypto investment information. Don't miss out on the opportunity to stay informed in the crypto market. The link is in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed today's video and that it gave you some value. I'll see you all at the next one, and as always, all the best.